can do for you.
It's time now for the Grangers Gridiron Show on WELR, Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now live to host Jag Mormon and head coach of the LaGrange Grangers, the Yellow Birds.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Granger Gridiron Show. We're live from Marisol, having a great time. See the Burks family over there. DJ, got baby supermodel over there, and little Cam. I've been calling her that since she was a little baby. But we're excited to celebrate with the Grangers. Their first win on the season, 1-1 on the season. They went to Villa Rica, a pretty tough place to go in and play a ball game, a place that a group of guys that were expecting to win that ball game, Coach. They had taken on Central Carroll the previous week. Central, who went deep in the playoffs last year, they were the region runner-ups against Callaway in AA. They've moved up to our region and actually moved up a level, and they really expected to come in and put a whooping on y'all, but it was a reverse outcome.
Oh, yeah. We were 9-point underdog, going into it. And, going into that atmosphere is one that I call football ready. Yeah. The stands are close to the field, and you can really feel, the energy and passion that's in the game. Our guys were locked in from the time they got on the bus. Not got off, but the time they got on the bus, they was focused and ready to roll. We played, mistake-free football. I think we only had 2 turnovers the whole game. And we got some guys back, that we were really counting on. So you put all that together, and the guys had fun. I mean, you didn't see anybody down. I mean, it was a fun atmosphere.
Well, y'all moved the ball quite a bit. We'll talk about some of those details, but just excited to, after the disappointing performance against Callaway, I think y'all could have played a better game there to get the big win, get that monkey off your back, and be ready to move forward in the season. That's just really exciting.
Oh yeah, that's a sign of a good team that we were able to bounce back, off a loss, and it was heartbreaking. It was a heartbreaking loss, but we were able to bounce back, refocus, re-energize, and pull out the win.
All right, we'll talk more about that game when we come back. Right now you're listening to the Granger Gridiron Show live from Marisol on Eagle Sports.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships. There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
LaGrange Banking is growing. We've opened a new location in Columbus, and we've adopted a new name that reflects our community roots with an eye on the future. Welcome to Calumet Bank, offering personal and business banking services with the friendliness of neighbors. We work on your schedule, offering daytime business hours and a complete set of mobile apps. Day or night, we've got you covered. Calumet Bank, same great services from people you already know. Life is better at Calumet. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the Granger Gridiron Show. Coach Deanna Burks and I have just learned something. We can never make it on one of those taste test shows that you see on TV because we've been presented with two different drinks, a Diet Coke and a Coke, and we can't tell one from the other right now.
And we tried to smell them.
Yeah, well, Terry tried to smell them.
A taste test, and we tried to smell it, and so
neither of our senses have been effective here. But I tell you what, some senses that were effective, and those were the senses of the guys on the field last week as they took on the folks from Villa Rica. The Grangers coming away with a 28-7 win. And one of the things that was so impressive to me, Coach, is that the defense was not scored on.
No. They only had 108 yards total offense. when you look at that, that's a compelling stat.
I think only 18 in the air.
18 in the air, 18 in the air, and a couple on the ground, and they got momentum, and they was gonna get momentum. We knew that. We just wanted to really contain them for what they do, because they ran it on like 3rd and 12, so they was definitely sticking to their game plan, on what they do. But it was a great game plan from our coordinators. What they said, and like I say, our guys came out with an expectation to win the ball game. That like I say, you saw it in their eyes. If you've been around any sports, all you had to do was look at us.
Yeah.
Look at them and know that they was ready to play.
The leadership is so important on the field, and I think Ahmad Ogletree took a big step forward in that leadership with that offense this past week.
Oh yeah, he took over. And that's what we've been looking for with him. We gave him some things that we knew that he could do well and master. Not to do too much, but he had a couple breakdowns. He had a turnover which led to a
I think it was a pick six that they had.
It was just
a scoop six.
But the thing that we looked at, Jack, was that he hopped up off the ground. He clapped his hand and he said, "Coach, okay, I'm ready to go." He didn't hang his head or anything.
Put it behind you.
That's the sign. That's the sign of a leader. And that's what we're looking for. We know mistakes are going to happen. It's just how you bounce back from them.
Well, you said it earlier, and I think that it was actually in the newspaper. Playing smart was really what these guys are doing, and that they did a great. Nowhere near the penalties. I think that I think maybe 2 or 3 on the ball game. But something that was so impressive to me is the balance that you got going, Coach. About 165 yards in the air, 141 yards on the ground. That kind of balanced attack is going to be hard to stop against anybody.
It is. Once our guys get comfortable, really throwing the ball, and we've made progressions each game with our passing game. Like I said, we graduated 2 Division I receivers last year, and so we're trying to find those guys. Bo Russell and Jamari Thrash. Bo, that's a junior. He played all defense last year. Jamari Thrash, he was a 9th grader. Wow. So to put those 2 guys out there, and now we have Willis Kemp, who only been playing for 2 weeks. You add those guys into the mix. Once they really get comfortable in what they're doing, we're going to be really hard to stop.
Well, athletes will tell out. I mean, if you've got an athletic ability, you get them in the right position, the right situation, they're going to show their ability, and they're going to make something happen. You mentioned little Willis Kemp, not the biggest guy on the team, but one of the biggest hearts on the field.
I love him. From the first day I saw him, I've been trying to get him to play for the last 2 or 3 years. Not to take nothing away from baseball, but I knew what he could bring to the football field. And the day that he stepped out there, our team automatically picked up their level of play just watching him and how he operated in practice. It was unbelievable.
Well, you and I talked about this, I think, last week, is that when we were coming through, you played whatever sport was in season. We played football, we played basketball, we ran track, we did it all. But some of these guys get to focusing on one sport that a lot of times they're missing some opportunities that they could have to do some special things in some other sports.
Oh, yeah. And he's already committed to North Georgia for baseball, so he knows which direction he wants to go in. He's just playing for the love of the game, and that's what I want the guys to see. That he is just out there just playing, not worried about recruiting or any of that. He's just out there playing because he loves the game, and it shows.
That's awesome. We'll talk more about last week's game. We'll start to look ahead to next week, but right now you're listening to the Granger Gridiron Show live here from Marisol on Eagle Sports.
Tara, are you okay?
Yes, I can't believe you found me. I have car trouble, and there you are.
Yeah, that's State Farm's 24/7 access.
It's like we have this mental telepathy,
Well, you did start filing your claim with your mobile device. You can access State Farm on your phone, online, even in person at one of the 18,000 neighborhood
State Farm offices. See, mental telepathy.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Connect telepathically with Agent Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange. It's here. Yes, it's really here. Dippin' Dots ice cream at Holmes Pharmacy. So when you ask yourself, how do I cool off from this heat? It's Dippin' Dots at Holmes Pharmacy. Try birthday cake, rainbow, chocolate, cookie and cream, cotton candy, red berry, cookie dough, and everybody's favorite banana split. So grab the kids for Dippin' Dots ice cream at Holmes Pharmacy. And while you're there, check out the positive messages on T-shirts and drink cups from Cherish Girl. It's what your young lady should be wearing. All this and more at Holmes Pharmacy in Hamilton and Commerce Avenue in LaGrange.
Hi friends, Just Lisa here. Turn your car around and head to Key of LaGrange for your chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip. One lucky winner from Key of LaGrange will win a trip for 2 to California to see Luke Bryan. That includes plane tickets, meet and greet, and tickets to the show. Simply stop by a dealership to register. It's that easy. While you're here, check out the 16 Rio LX, which can be yours for only $12,900. 1217 Lafayette Parkway, your headquarters for summer fun. KeyofLaGrange.com.
Trip valued at $2,000. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete details. Price plus tax, sack, and title. Still number 18626.
There I am. Welcome back to the Granger Gridiron Show live here from Marisol. If you have a chance, come by. We're in downtown LaGrange. Tell you what, it's so much fun to be here in downtown LaGrange. You've got the movie theater right down the way, Delevant, the event center across the way. We've got a big day tomorrow. I'll be out there at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning with the United Way kickoff. Invite folks to, if you haven't had a chance, go online and be a part of that. We'll be kicking off a superhero theme. Be a hero and give to the United Way is the direction we're going. I'm the fundraising chairman for that this year, so I'm just a little stressed about getting ready to kick all that off.
You're used to it.
But we'll have some fun with that tomorrow morning at Delevant. But right now we're talking Granger football, and the Grangers come away with a big win against Villa-Rica last week, 28-7. Coach, we talked about the defense and really what a great job they did of keeping Villa-Rica off the board, especially if they come away with a big win against Central Carroll the previous week. But one of the standouts to me was Jalen Wilson. Now, he had a pick six on the ball game in the second quarter, and when you can demoralize an offense with something like that early in the ball game, it's really going to help you down the road.
Oh yeah, we came out early. First drive, we stopped them, 3 and out, which was huge because we both wanted the ball first. We wanted the ball first. They ended up winning the toss, and so they got it and gave it to us. Well, they deferred, so we came out on offense. We ended up, putting a drive together, scored. Defense came out and stopped them. And once they did that, it was like, okay, we're going in the right direction. Stop them, and like I said, Jalen got the pick six, so we went up 14-0 early. I thought Carver was in the back of my head. I'm looking like, okay, we scoring real quick. We doing it in all facets. Stay focused. Remember what has happened. And when you're talking about growth of a team, you look at the situations that they've been putting in, and they understood. They understood that, hey, we got to finish the game because that's all they kept saying was, Coach, we're going to finish the game.
It's one of the things that Coach Marvin Kendrick, your defensive coordinator, that he was really happy with was how well your offense moved the ball and just kept him off the field. I mean, the best thing a defense can have is a great offense. It's going to consume some time.
Well, that's our thing. We have 3 exceptional running backs. When I say 3, Ahmad Ogletree and 1, he can do both.
Right.
But Baz Williams and Cornell Kendricks, 2 big body backs that, it's going to be tough tackling those guys for 4 straight quarters. And they got some momentum going. Our offensive line is playing way, way out of their minds right now. And we're loving that. And the battle is won up front. You can't do anything without those big guys. Yeah. And we won the battle at the line of scrimmage. We won the offensive line and we won the defensive line because we stayed on the other side of the ball.
Well, especially if you got a quarterback like Ahmad who's got to make some decisions in your offense. If he's got a guy, as soon as the ball snaps up in his face, the decision-making process changes. He's got to have some time to read that defense and what they're going to do before he can make his decision.
Right. That's what he went through his first year as a sophomore. And he has some reserve about it now. But like I said, we've really taken out a lot of those things that we want to do as coaches that kind of gets us in trouble sometimes, and we have to tailor our offense and defensive schemes to what our guys can do.
Right.
And we've done that. It may not be a whole lot because I've gotten those comments, well, Coach, you can do this, and, you can do this. This is what I see. It's all about what our guys can do.
Right.
I have a whole arsenal, like 2 or 3 playbooks that I would love to do, but it don't fit our guys.
Sure.
So Coach Jay Floyd and Coach Kendricks have done a wonderful job of tailoring, our offense and defense to what our guys can do.
Well, also, Coach Floyd does such a great job of preparing these young men in the offseason as well. I think y'all had a tremendous offseason weight program. These guys are physically bigger than they were last year.
Oh, yeah. That's where we work first. It's all started in the weight room. We close all windows and shut all doors, become the heat box. So, I have to take my hat off to Coach because he brings a different side to it. I've had the luxury of going to different programs and doing different things, but some of the stuff that he's doing, I had to get used to, and I see it working. I really see it working, and it's a difference making our kids.
Well, and it's not just strength that he's working on. Well, it's their agility. They're able to move in a quick way and have the strength that goes behind that.
Right. Different lift that we're able to do. He really strategized everything off the clean, and that's what
it's
a lot
explosive. That's with the explosion coming out,
and that's what a lot of Division I programs are doing now. So, we want to stay in the times, and yes, we want to do what we did in the past. You can do some things, but a lot of things do change, in the present. And I can say that's why our program is going. We're tailoring everything to now.
Right.
That fits our kids.
All right, we're going to step away one more time. We come back. We've got lots more we want to talk about as we look ahead to next week's ball game. Right now, you're listening to the Granger Gridiron Show live from Marisol on Eagle Sports.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
When it comes to you and your family's health, you want the best care possible. Emerging Home Care, now known as EHC Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, is here to help. The caring and knowledgeable staff at EHC takes the time to get to know their patients, understand their needs, and help them on a path to better health. They truly want to be a trusted healthcare resource for you and your family. Stop in and see why so many people choose EHC Pharmacy. EHC in the 3D Shopping Center in Roanoke, caring for you and about you. That's Health Mart. And EHC's drive-thru is now open.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Truven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Welcome back to the Granger Gridiron Show live from Marisol. I'm Jack Bourne, joined by Coach Diallo Burks. And Coach, we've been talking about the big win against Bill Ricker. One of the aspects I want to mention, too, is the kicking game. And Austin Stamper, he had a big ball game.
He did. Those guys, Marat, Rosenkrantz, and Geraldo, Harold came out and practiced, intensely this past week. And, we really wanted to look at and see what they were doing. And we didn't forget about, the one that we had before. But those guys are older, and they dealt with the pressure very well.
Yep.
Very well, because we put them in some awkward situations during practice. But, when I looked at Stamp, when he kicked that first one, it was like the joy on his face. And like say, the second one, the first one he kicked, he was like, okay, I got the monkey off my back.
Right.
But the second one, after Jalen scored that pick six, he came off the field and he was just running at me, and I'm looking like, okay, he's not stopping. He's not stopping at all. And he kind of just looked at me, and what they do is, they bump backs and all of that stuff. So
jump up high.
So I found myself jumping. I didn't even think about it. I just saw him. We just connected. We just had that connection. So it was a fun night. After that, I knew that we was going to have fun.
Well, I think he was 4 for 4 in extra points. Just did a tremendous. that's an unsung part of, especially the high school game. I think there's a lot of focus on the pro game right now. But the extra point, that can make or break a ball game.
Yeah. We lost 2 games last year where we missed some extra points and some chip-in field goals. He was 4 for 4, and he missed a long field goal. It was I want to say it was 38 yards that he missed. He had the leg for, and I wanted to see if he could really do it. He just hit it wrong. Didn't keep his head down, just technique work. But he definitely had a leg for it. So if we got in a situation where we're long distance away, I do have confidence that we can kick it.
Right.
Marat Rosenkrantz did a really good job punting the ball. He averaged about 48 yards punting the ball.
That's excellent.
So we got some weapons. We have weapons.
Well, the field position part of the ball game is something I think that unless you really kind of think through and strategize, it's so important to be able to flip the field with a good punter.
Oh yes. And it, like we saw, a week ago, when you don't have the element, it can put your defense in a bind. So we were able to make them go, the distance and drive the ball. which they wasn't able to do. Like I said, they put some plays together, but our defense didn't break.
Right.
They didn't break, and
I think at least one goal line stand that I remember in just watching some of the video that they did a tremendous job.
That was big. That was big. You know, I think I almost ran to the parking lot when we stopped it. But it was, you know, when you see our guys, you know, the tough time that they've been through and were able to come through a situation like that, it's like, okay, we talk about adversity, we talk about this, being in this situation and coming out. Sometimes it's like, coach, it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. And when it happened the other night, it was like a breakthrough just happened, you know, and like I said, just to see the look on their face and the passion, you know, within their hearts for the game, it's like, okay, coach, we're ready to go.
They know for sure they can win.
They can do it.
And they can make some things happen.
They can do it.
Let's take one more break. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the big ball game against Griffin that the Grangers will be the Road Warriors one more time. They'll be heading up to Griffin. We'll talk about that when we come back. But right now, you're listening to the Gridiron Granger Show right here on Eagle Sports.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships. Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Hi friends, just looked here. Turn your car around and head to Key of LaGrange for your chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip. One lucky winner from Key of LaGrange will win a trip for two to California to see Luke Bryan. That includes plane tickets, meet and greet, and tickets to the show. Simply stop by a dealership to register. It's that easy. While you're here, check out the 16 Rio LX, which can be yours for only $12.9. 1217 Lafayette Parkway, your headquarters for summer fun. KeyofLaGrange.com.
Trip valued at $2,000. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete details. Price plus tax, sack, and title. Stop number 18626.
Welcome back to let me get it right, LaGrange Granger Gridiron Show. I've got to have to write it down to make sure I get all great. Coleman likes to have all that alliteration, have all the G's there. But we're live here from Marisol. We appreciate you joining us tonight. I'm here with Coach Yella Burks, and we're looking ahead to a big trip to Griffin, Georgia. Kind of old school. If you've been around Granger sports for a long time, you know about going up to Griffin, Georgia, and some of the battles over the years between the Griffin Bears and the LaGrange Grangers, and kind of renewing that rivalry. So y'all head up to take them on this Friday night.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a wonderful time, you know, especially for me and some of the coaches, you know, that grew up in that rivalry. Mm-hmm. A lot of our guys don't know what it means.
Oh,
so
Griffin, Noonan, those were epic battles.
Oh, yeah, we know, you know, from changing jerseys and, you know, flipping balls and turning the lights off and, you know, turning the sprinkler systems on. Oh, I can go on and on.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, we don't want to get too much outside of what this game really means with our guys because they don't have a connection to that.
Right.
Only thing they need to be connected to is that Griffin don't like us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we can tell them why they don't like us, and it's because of the rivalry.
Right.
You know, the battles, the epic battles.
When you've beaten someone repeatedly, they don't tend to like you.
Oh yeah, and so we're just gonna focus on the game plan and what they do. You know, stopping them and, you know, making sure that we control the clock with the ball and all of that. But, you know, the atmosphere, I got to prepare them.
Oh, sure.
You know,
It's going to be hostile.
It's going to be a hostile environment. Be ready for any and everything.
You know, Coach, one of the things I tell to folks around town about when we think about the Grangers is I call it the Yankee syndrome. A lot of people don't like the Yankees, and the reason they don't like the Yankees is because they win. And, you know, the Griffin Bears, they don't like seeing the Grangers come in because over the years, y'all have won. And I think you've got a nice resurgence going into this season as y'all head up there to Griffin.
Oh, yeah. I mentioned that to our guys before the game last week, that they are in a position that they're paying for what I did.
Right.
They're paying for what Vince Sutton did, you know, and you know, the rest of those teams that when we beat people, we beat people.
Yeah.
So now when people see LaGrange High School, they don't care.
No.
They're going to bring their best. You know, they bring out all guns, everything they have, and they really trying to embarrass us. you know, because of what we stand for. You're talking about the number 2 program in the state of Georgia.
Yep.
39th in the nation. That says a lot.
A whole lot. And I'm excited about this ball game, Coach. I wish I could be traveling with you. I'll be traveling with another team. We'll head off that direction. We'll talk about that later. But I'm excited for y'all, and I want y'all to continue your winning ways all through the season.
Yes. You know, we're definitely looking forward to it. You know, we're going to take 1 week at a time. We're loving what's going on right now. Like you say, you know, my principal is here in the house.
Well, both of our bosses are here. Your boss over there, and his wife is my boss, and we got to be good over here.
Hey, he's the man. I'm going to say it. He is the man. You know, he's a former coach. He understands, you know, what's going on. He understands the dynamics. Only thing I asked him is not to get us a 15-yard penalty. Because he told me, he said, man, you got a spot for him on the sideline. And I kind of paused a little bit because my chaplain said the same thing, and they ended up getting a 15-yard penalty. So
with the chaplain and the principal are your 2 biggest penalty guys.
You know what? Hey, you just talk it up and you just keep going. But, you know, he's done wonderful things for high school. I see a difference in our kids already from the time that he's been here. You know, not to take nothing away from the ones that's before, but, you know, it's different really having a guy in that understands the sports side of it, you know, and what our school is. But he wants to win in all facets. That's why I love him.
Well, you think about right now throughout our school system, we're talking about culture. We're talking about trying to build that morale up. And, you know, one of the best ways to do that is with a winning program.
With a winning program, you know what? We're getting guys out as of right now that still wants to play.
So that's awesome.
So I got to give him, you know, some credit for that, for, like I say, building those students up and, you know, our coaches and our players as well.
And his wife does a good job as my boss, too, so I got to throw that in from my side.
She is the boss, and my boss is sitting over there as well.
Oh, yeah, I see your boss over there. Well, we're going to wrap things up here for the LaGrange Granger Gridiron Show. Our thanks to the folks at Marisol for letting us come out here. We hope you'll join us next week. Hopefully we'll talk about a win against the Griffin Bears live here from Marisol at 7:30 on Monday night. Thanks again to our folks here for Coleman and Terry and all the great guys who put this together for us. And we'll see you next week on the radio.
Thanks for listening to the Grangers Gridiron Show on WELR Eagle 102.3, WLA